If you've spent time in Boston lately, or you've seen pictures or videos, you might notice there are some really big buildings going up right now, and there's a lot of stuff being built in Boston. And if you're wondering, what are these new projects, what's going on, and what do they have to offer? A lot of these beautiful, shiny, modern buildings are places you can live. So in this video, we're discussing 6 of the top new developments in Boston, both for condos and apartments this year. So let's get into it. Hey there, welcome to the channel, or welcome back. My name is Jacob Heistrup. And real quick, if you're moving here, whether you're someone who lives locally or you're moving from out of state or out of the country, if you're interested in any of these developments or buying a condo or buying a house in the city or the suburbs, if you want some help with that process, let's get in touch. I am a real estate advisor. Love the reach outs that I get through the YouTube channel and getting to help everyone with that relocation to Boston. So let's get in touch and let's get that conversation started so we can get you here to Boston. So jumping right into this video, 6 developments that you want to know about. These are big projects happening right now in Boston. Now, 2 of them are already completed that I'm going to talk about. That's One Dalton and that's the Sudbury. 4 of them are being built right now and are set for completion in 2022 or 2023, depending on which building it is. So starting off with the first one on this list, One Dalton. This is the Four Seasons Residences at One Dalton. That's kind of the official name for it. It is a beautiful, modern, luxurious new building in Boston. Now, it was finished a couple years ago. It is 61 floors tall, so this is one of the tallest buildings in Boston. The lower part of the building is the Four Seasons. So this is where you have, the brand new Four Seasons Hotel. I mean, the place is beautiful, both the condos, the amenities, the hotel rooms. This is kind of down the street from the old Four Seasons in Boston. It still operates, it still runs. You can still stay there if you want. One Dalton is just the newer Four Seasons that was just built. Located in Back Bay, the other one is closer towards downtown, right across from Boston Common. But I mean, for both of the Four Seasons in Boston, great location, beautiful amenities, beautiful condos and hotel rooms you will find. Now, One Dalton is completed. They finished it a couple years ago, but it's not sold out. So there are still units available from the developer and also just people reselling their condos that they originally bought from One Dalton. So there's 215 hotel rooms, and then above that you have 174 condos for sale. 1-bedroom units start at 2.5 million. 2-bedroom units start at around 3.3 to 3.5 million. 3-bedroom options will start at around $6.5 to $7 million, and the 4-bedroom options will be anywhere upwards of 15.5 million. And if you want the grand penthouse to live at the top of One Dalton, expect that to run you upwards of $34 million. One Dalton is gorgeous. It is one of my favorite buildings in Boston. The condos are beautiful, the amenities are beautiful, but it is one of the most expensive buildings in Boston in terms of price per square foot. Now, it's beautiful, it is expensive. The amenities can't be beat. The views can't be beat. The location, you're right across from the Prudential Center, can't be beat. It's beautiful. It's right down the street from Newbury Street. This has everything you want if you're living in Back Bay. But it'll cost you a pretty penny if you want to live at One Dalton. Moving on, the next one is the Sudbury. This is the second one on this list that is completed, but again, it's not sold out. So there are still units available if you would like to purchase here. Now, this one is located in the West End, kind of Bullfinch Triangle area. Some people separate those two, some people group them together. If you want to call it the West End, if you want to call it Bullfinch Triangle, it's kind of, in the middle of West End and downtown Boston. Now, the Sudbury is completely residential. It is not a hotel, but it has apartments for lease and condos for sale. So whether you want to rent or purchase, you will find both of those at the Sudbury. So there are a total of 368 rental units and 55 condos, which are everything above the 34th floor. Now there are some really cool amenities here at the Sudbury. The entire 9th floor has really cool, just lounge space, meeting areas, office space, and this is for both the renters and the condo owners. Now, if you own here and you buy one of the condos, you get exclusive access to the rooftop pool, deck, and lounge. So that is not an option for the people who lease in this building. It's just for the condo owners, everyone who is on the 34th floor and above. And let me tell you, if you are looking for a phenomenal rooftop pool area in Boston, the Sudbury is where it's at. There are a couple other buildings that have, similar options for, a pool on the top of the building. The Sudbury, though, is basically the top of the list. Like, it is gorgeous. The views are insane. It is by far one of my favorite parts of the Sudbury. The rooftop deck is the coolest part of this building. And you can only access it if you buy in this building, which will cost you upwards of $3 million. So again, it's not cheap, but the amenities here are fantastic. Now the next one on this list is the Parker. This is kind of in the downtown area, downtown crossing, kind of on the corner of Boston Common. The whole thing is 22 stories tall and it's still in construction. So they're finishing it up. It's not quite done yet, but their condos are selling right now for anyone who wants to get in here early. Now the Parker has 147 condos in total. That's the whole building. And here's the thing that might surprise you. These places start at around $600,000. And they'll go up, towards the $3 million price point for any of the condos here at the Parker. Now you might be thinking that sounds like a steal to be in the heart of Boston for under 600 grand. The catch with that is that this building has some small condos. So, if you're okay with living in, a 450 square foot condo, great. That's pretty much how big these studio options are that are 600 grand to be in the middle of downtown Boston. Now, to be fair, there are 2-bedroom and 2+ bedroom condos at the Parker going for upwards of $2.5 to $3 million. But what I'm saying is that in terms of price per square foot, this building is still, just about as pricey as some of the other options in Boston. The only difference is places like the Sudbury start at 2 bedrooms, which is why they start at $3 million, and the Parker has studios and 1-bedrooms for sale if you'd prefer something that's a little bit smaller and you can, manage living with, under 500 square feet of living space, then great. The Parker is where you will find that. The other thing that's kind of misleading about the Parker is that if you look at the pictures or any of their advertisements online, it'll show you the beautiful views of Boston Common, the rooftop area, and that kind of stuff. But you gotta remember, this isn't a super tall building. It's only 22 stories tall. And what you're not gonna see in the pictures is that it's kind of boxed in by the buildings around it. So unless you live on like the top floor of that building, you're probably not gonna have the best views of Boston Common, because basically it's like a box, and on 3 out of the 4 sides, you got other buildings like right next to you if you live at the Parker. So if you want a brand new condo in the heart of Boston, this could be a great option for you. But it's not as grand and as luxurious as a place like One Dalton or the Sudbury. But it's the cheapest one on this list, so there you go. Like, if price is what you care about more than anything, it does not get better than the Parker for, luxury new condos in Boston. Now the next one on this list you want to know about is the St. Regis Residences. This is in Seaport, right on the water with those ocean views, under construction and set to complete around mid to late 2022. Now, if you're not familiar, the St. Regis is a luxury hotel chain that is owned by Marriott, and this is going to be the first and only location in Boston. And what's really cool about the St. Regis Seaport is that this is the first ever St. Regis location that is 100% just residences. There is no hotel aspect. So there are 114 units in total, and there is no hotel whatsoever. And this was not planned, but it's actually something that turned out in their favor since COVID, because a lot of clients, a lot of buyers moving into Boston have been hesitant about these buildings that serve as residences and hotels, because people didn't like the idea of sharing their space with travelers staying at their hotel during the peak of COVID. This is a really architecturally unique building. It's supposed to resemble a sail. and it gives you way better views because of the angles of these cornered windows. And all the floor plans on each floor are completely unique. They usually have around 7 units per floor, so not too many neighbors who are right next to you. And the unit directly next to you will be different from all of your next door neighbors. So every unit per floor is unique. But vertically, you're gonna have the same layout as your upstairs and downstairs neighbors. I mean, these places are beautiful, the views are incredible, gorgeous amenities and finishes throughout these units are really, really beautiful at the St. Regis. Honestly, I am really excited about this one. It is in one of my favorite neighborhoods of Boston. It is really cool. I mean, this is right in the middle of Seaport. So you are walking distance to all sorts of shopping, eating, entertainment that you have in Seaport. Other, luxury apartment and condo buildings going up right now in Seaport. And there's also some decent office space for big companies located in Seaport. If you work in the area, or maybe you work in downtown Boston or the financial district, you're still very close by living in Seaport. Now, the next development on this list is Raffles Back Bay. If you're not familiar, Raffles is another luxury hotel chain. Raffles operates primarily in Europe and Asia. So this is their first location opening in all of North America, and it's gonna be right here in Boston. So that is a really big deal, and I'm very excited for Raffles to come here to Boston. And again, just like St. Regis, they're supposed to open up sometime around mid to late 2022. The whole building will be 35 floors tall with 147 hotel rooms and 146 condos available for sale. Now, this building is supposed to be insane. It's gonna have 6 different locations for dining, a 60-foot long pool, 3-story entrance, and a sky deck of, views of Back Bay, downtown, Seaport, all of Boston at the top of the 35th floor. Last but not least, and probably the biggest one on this list, is Winthrop Center. This is gonna be right in downtown Boston, kind of in between Downtown Crossing and the financial district. This is gonna be 52 floors tall, one of the next tallest buildings in Boston, and it's being developed by Millennium Partners. So this is the same group that developed Millennium Tower right down the street and Millennium Place, again, down the street from Winthrop Center. These are 2 different luxury condo developments, basically. Millennium Tower, gorgeous. It is, you can't miss it looking at the Boston skyline. Winthrop Center is set to be a little bit taller than Millennium Tower. The place is supposed to be beautiful. The bottom half is gonna be commercial and retail space. The whole top 26 floors, all residential for apartments and condos. So again, this one is a little bit earlier on compared to the other ones. I can put in the clips and show you where they're at right now. Beautiful. I am very excited to see how all these are going to turn out in Boston. So stay tuned as more information comes out as far as price, amenities, what they look like when they're completely finished. And of course, I will have more content like that on this channel going forward. So hey, like I said, if you are someone who is moving to the area, looking to purchase a house or a condo, any one of these developments or something entirely different, let's get in touch. Please send me an email, send me a text, whatever works for you. Working with my clients who reach out through the YouTube channel is by far my favorite part of my job. Getting to share this beautiful city with the YouTube community is what I love. So if I can do anything at all to support you with that move to Boston, let's get in touch and let's get that conversation started. So thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it. Hope you take care. Have a fantastic day. And until next time, I will catch you in the next video right here on the Living Boston channel. Take care.